Hey guys, welcome to Patton's Perspectives. I'm currently sitting in my car before bowling practice, but that's okay. This is my first video and welcome to my channel. Today I'm just gonna be talking about like my high school bowling experience because our high school didn't have a bowling team, and there was like a few of us who bowled like Saturday morning, like on regular like youth league. And I was like, so I brought it up to the athletic director. I was like, hey, like I think we should start a bowling team because a lot of people are interested in it, and I think it'd be fun because like it's during winter and like some people don't do anything during the winter. So he was like, okay, he would consider it. So our athletic director considered it. We had a meeting and like a lot of people went. It was like 30-40 people. Not all of them did it, but it was the thought that they came. So we had that and it went great. Then we had a couple weeks later we had tryouts. So I pretty much knew I was gonna make the team. Like, I wasn't cocky, but I've been bowling like my whole life, so I figured I was gonna make it. I was a senior. Like, I was like, So tryouts, I think it was like 1 or 2 days, I forget, but they went good. A lot of people came, which was awesome, and so it went very well, I would say. And then he gave us like our list of who made varsity, who made JV, and then he was like, they may change, like people can go up to varsity and varsity can come down. He was like, that's just what it is for now, which was really cool. I ended up making varsity, which was awesome. It was a great experience. And I remember we went to a bowling tournament. It was like where I live is like up in the top right of Ohio, like by the Erie, PA line. So it's like 45 minutes away is Erie, so everybody goes there, hang out. But so I'm not good with being in the car. I always get car sick. I always tend to. And we had this bowling tournament, and it was like on the other side of Cleveland. And I was like, I'm not going to make it in a bus for that long without like dying, because it felt like I was in that bus for like 7 days. So, and we had to leave, like, I think we had to leave like it was either at 7 or 6. It was like it was like so early in the morning. We had to be to the school to get on the bus, and it was like no later than that time. Like, if you were a minute late, the bus was leaving, which was not necessary, but it was. So, once we got into the season, it was like we were going to a districts or regional tournament, and we get on the bus, and it's only the girls going, because the girls made it farther than the boys. So, but a few of the boys did go to support us, and I remember we're halfway there, and we're just in Cleveland, and we're driving in circles, and the bus driver and our bowling coach are like yelling at each other, like, you're supposed to turn here, and the bus driver's like, no, it's here, and our coach was like, no, you're going the wrong way, like, this isn't the X, and the bus driver's like, I don't know if it was vice versa, but they were just going at it. And it was just like, because you have the coach in the front seat and the driver driving, and it was like, oh my gosh, like World War III broke out. And meanwhile, I'm sitting in the back of the bus, like, I'm trying not to die. Like, everybody's like, Alexis is gonna puke. And so I was like, yo, like, get me a puke bag, because like they have like the in the buses where they have like all their like medical supplies, and they have like trash bags. So the bus driver made one of my teammates grab it. Well, so my teammate's standing up, and she's trying to like look in this box, and she's like, there is no bag. And the bus driver's like, oh yeah, well, yesterday I had a little boy from elementary school throw up, so I gave him the bag. when I say I was like, what am I gonna do? And all my friends are like, all my teammates and stuff, they're like laughing at me in the front of the bus. And I'm like, this can't be happening. I was about to throw up. So here we are, stopped, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be sick. So it's like pretty much the middle of winter and like towards the spring, but it's still winter. I roll the window down. We're in like Cleveland. We don't know where we're at. And they're still fighting. I rolled the window down and I'm about ready. I just started throwing up out of the window. The bus is moving. I'm throwing up. And all my teammates are laughing at me. And it's like, it's not funny. I'm sick. And I ended up bowling really good after that. So I guess the puking made it great. We didn't end up moving on after that tournament. But it was a good tournament, and for our first year bowling, it was a good experience. Like we got to move on, and I don't know. It was just a good year. Another bowling story. we had this one girl on our team. Her name can be like Lorinda or something. I knew her. She was in band. And she was just like constantly like nagging, and it was just like she was nagging the coach, and she just wanted all the attention. And I was like, oh my. And she was on JV, and I remember at practice, she threw the bowling ball backwards, and it was like, how do you, like, I get you're playing Wii Sports, you accidentally, like, that's different, that's a controller, like, you press the wrong button, but how do you throw a physical bowling ball backwards? That was just, whew. And the girl I'm talking about, she was in band, and I remember, like, cause in high school I did basketball my freshman year and quit. Then I've always done bowling. I started track my junior year, and I've always been in the marching band, so that was like my thing. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Anyways, so I remember being in marching band, and it was my senior year, and I have this best friend. So at band camp, you have a party, okay? So it's like after the last day of, like, pretty much the last day of band camp, you perform to your parents, and the next day you go home. Well, so Thursday night after you perform, everybody says their goodbyes to their parents, like, I'll see you tomorrow. We have a party, and the seniors wear togas, and it's just like a whole grand old time. So the seniors are like, they come out, cause we get to leave early, and then they still get to practice still, and we go get ready, put our togas on and stuff. And I wasn't really friends with the senior class, so I had to have all the chaperones help me get this toga on, because I just didn't really care for my graduating class. I had a couple good friends, but all my friends were mostly like juniors at the time, which they're graduating this year. But so the seniors do this, like, the Bohemian Rap by Queen. We dance to that, and we do like a skit. So, and then afterwards, the seniors come in a circle, they sing the alma mater, and then they basically, like, that's it. The party's over. Like, you basically are crying because it's like that's your last band camp, and you basically go find your friends to go cry with, because it's a sad moment, but like it's the start of a new season, but it's the end of band camp, so it's like you close the door, one opens. And I remember I got done with the alma mater, and I'm like looking for my best friend, like I'm like, where is she? Like, I couldn't find her, and here I am, I find her, and I'm walking towards her, and the same girl from bowling, she walks up, gives me a hug. And I just stop crying and I make eyes with my best friend and we start busting out laughing. Cause it's like I was going to hug her and then this girl, so like I'm walking and this girl like comes up and swoops right in front of me. It was like, and it was just like a funny, like, I don't know, it was funny at the moment, but it was like really, you seen I was walking to my best friend and you ruined the moment, but it's a funny moment now. And then as like the new season of band goes on, senior year, she's just like, she just spawns everywhere. It's like, and she'd always like beg, not even just me, she'd be begging my parents, she'd be begging like other people's parents, their friends, family, for money. And it was like, well, why come to a football game and not bring money for the concession stands? Because that's weird. It's like an automatic. If you're going somewhere and you know there's food and you know you're going to be hungry, you bring money. And so finally, like, after a couple games go by, like, it's just like she's still begging people. And it's just like, enough's enough. So my dad, because my parents were chaperones, mind you. Well, my dad was sometimes, my mom was pretty much every Friday night. And my dad came to a game and he was like, well, where's your parents? Because he's like, you come, it's like the end of the season, it's like you come to these games and you don't have any money still. And she's like, oh, they're like over there. How are you begging people for money when like your parents are there? Just go up and ask them. Like, they'd give you a couple bucks. And it's not like this girl was poor. Like, this girl had money. She had an iPhone. It was like she had nice clothes. It wasn't like she was in poverty. So it was like really, we're in high school. Whether you're a freshman or senior, you should just know better. But, and I just, like, high school band, I'll probably make like more episodes to this about about band, because high school band was just like, there's so many experiences. Because like my freshman year, technically my 8th grade year, I had COVID, but it went on to my freshman year, so I didn't have band camp my freshman year, but I had it my sophomore, junior, and senior. And I'm kind of grateful that I didn't have like band camp my freshman year, because if not, I wouldn't have met my best friend now, because sophomore year was like, I had nobody to room with, and we basically, the reason why we became friends, I was like, you want to sit next to me, pretty much? She was like, yeah. And then I was like, do you like that girl? And she's like, no. And I was like, neither do I. And we just like, we were just talking about this one girl we didn't like, and that's how we became friends. And I hate to say that's how it started, but that's how it did. Like, we were just talking about this one girl. I don't even remember who it was. That's how, yeah. But yeah. And as I sit here and wait for bowling, I'll probably I'm gonna post this video, and when you guys are watching it, hope you enjoyed it, because this is like a last minute thing to like make a podcast, and like basically like a podcast slash like what I do in my life, like a blog, like a vlog, but not, I don't know. But I have a feeling that it's gonna be a lot to talk about. Like, there's so much stuff that has happened with like girls who don't like me, my ex-boyfriends, to like funny stories with my friends, to like doing stuff with my parents, and like my experiences from like going places. Like, I had a bowling tournament in Dayton, and it was awesome. Like, it was a good experience, but it was like waking up in the morning to go bowl. Like, I haven't even had time to get breakfast, you know? So it was like a good experience, but it was like, who gets up in the morning and says, I want to go bowling, you know? But it's just like, I guess I would say I'm dedicated to bowling. It's a great sport. The worst sport though is golf, hands down. I'm sorry to all my golf lovers, but golf if you've seen me try hitting a golf ball, first off, it's pretty bad. We have a driving range behind our Walmart where I'm from, and we go there sometimes. Like me and my friends will go in the summertime. I can't hit that golf ball to save my life. That's not the reason why I don't like golf. I think golf is just boring. Watching golf is just boring. Like, who wants to go watch men or women hit a golf ball all day? Like, that's like, I wouldn't want to watch bowling, like live, like competitive bowling. Like, yeah, I'm into it, but like watching it, it's like, it's boring. Then you have football, it's like, you get into it, you're like, yeah, let's go. Then you have hockey, the puck, it's like, bing, bing, bing. And like, hockey is good to watch, but like, watching it in person, way better. It's just a great experience. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna talk about. I ain't got really much to talk about, but I will see you guys next podcast.